Hello, it's part two of eye complications. Are you sitting comfortably? Then I'll begin. Welcome back. If you haven't watched part one of this eye complications vlog, I'll put a link down below. Go and watch that one first and you'll be up to speed about where we are now. So I ended the last vlog in 2010, and that was after seeing the consultant, the surgeon, who was going to work on my eyes. I was back in quite quickly into theatre about 6 weeks after seeing that consultant. So it was an emergency thing for the NHS. Now, on the day of the op, I got to hospital as advised early in the morning, I think about 6 or 7 a.m. I think they see all the diabetes patients first, just to get that out of the way, and they can get on with their day, and it doesn't affect their blood glucose too much. So I was expecting to be first in the queue, and I was first in the queue. I saw the surgeon. We had a chat. He told me the same things that he told me 6 weeks before, the basics of what was going to happen in theatre, which is fine. I didn't want too much detail. I knew what was going to happen. They were going to make an incision in the eye. They were going to basically suck out all the gunk and the blood that was in there and patch things up as best they could. Now, he told me that again, and he also told me that it's going to take 2 weeks of me having my head in a face down position, what they call a posture position. That was to keep the eye stable. Now, it's not 2 weeks 24/7. It's 2 weeks with 50 minutes out of each hour in that position. So you get 10 minutes off to go and shower, wash, eat, whatever, and then 50 minutes on again. If you've never done that, that might not seem a big thing to you, just sitting with your head down or lying with your head down. It is. It's hard work. It's difficult on your neck. It's difficult on the back of your head and your back and your shoulders, because it's just such a weird position to be in. And perhaps if you sleep face down, or almost face down on your side, then it might not be too difficult for you. I tend to sleep on my side or on my back. This was super difficult for me, painful. Anyway, on the day of the op, things went smoothly. It took about 2 hours. Before going in, I had a massive panic attack. I basically collapsed in floods of tears. I was apologising to all kinds of people. I was scared. It took me about 5 or 10 minutes to walk into the bit before the theatre. I'm not sure what they call that. The bit where they knock you out, anyway. So I'm lying on the bed. They knock me out. And then I wake up again 2 hours later, feeling dazed and shaky. They said I had something called the gas shakes. So nothing to be concerned about. You just feel cold and shaky for half an hour, and then it goes off. After that went away, a nurse came in, told me that you need to start your posture things as soon as possible. So I managed to lever myself onto my stomach and begin doing the face down as advised. We did an hour like that, and then went home. Then the pain started. It was quite painful. I started taking codeine, which then made me sick. I started taking other just lesser known painkillers, and just had to manage with the pain for maybe a day or two. It was just so inflamed and sore after what had happened. So the day after the op, back to hospital, see the surgeon again and get the bandage taken off the eye, just to see what I could see out of the eye for the first time in a while. I wasn't expecting much, and I didn't get much. I could see the surgeon's face. I could make out the outline of his face and his features, but nothing much else. Beyond that, I could see TV if I'm close to it, and I had quite a big TV, if I was close to the TV, I couldn't see my computer to work, and I couldn't see anything on my phone. So there was many issues psychological for me following that. I had a lot of dark days, I'm not ashamed to admit, and it took me a while to come to terms with what had happened to me. So that was the first stop. After 2 weeks, things had settled down, things were stabled. I was just taking some anti-inflammation meds into the eye, and things seemed fine. So back in to see the surgeon again after 2 weeks, just to get another checkup. He was happy with what had gone on. He was happy with the stability at that stage. And of course, I'm on his back. When are we doing the other side? I need to know what my vision is going to be like in both eyes. When are we doing the other one? And he's, okay, calm down, take it easy. We need to give that a little while to settle down in your left eye. When it does, we'll get you back in and do the other one. Okay, fine. So I spent the next, I think, 6 to 8 months, this takes us into 2011, basically blind, with severe visual impairment in both eyes. I wasn't sure where my life was heading, obviously, because if you lose your vision, that's one of your major senses. It scared me a lot, obviously. And again, as I said, I had lots of dark days over those 6 to 8 months. Eventually, towards the end of 2011, the surgeon said, okay, you want a new op, do you? Let's do it. And just like that, within weeks, I was back in again, and it was time to get this one done. Now, this one we were more hopeful of. There wasn't any detachment in the back of the eye. There had been laser done in this eye as well, which I haven't mentioned because it was just a hour-long thing that I went in for to, and basically manned up and had the laser done in that eye. He said that laser was more than likely to have saved that eye, and your vision is likely to be quite good. So let's get you in and let's do that. And it was. And suddenly, within a day of having that op, I went almost completely visually impaired, almost completely blind, to being able to see and being able to function. They put a gas bubble in this eye. In this eye, the poor one, they've got, I think it's silicone oil, which will stay there permanently. The gas bubble in this side keeps the eye in place, keeps it stable. Over time, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and eventually gets absorbed into the eye and disappears. And the eye is basically as it should be today, a normal eye, like many of you who are watching this. And that takes us up to 2012. In that 18-month, 2-year window, I spent a lot of that time visually impaired, blind. There was a lot of issues, financial issues, of course. I couldn't work. There was a lot of psychological issues for me. Where will my life be going? Am I going to spend my life blind now? Which is basically my own fault for not following up and having laser done on my eyes. Or will I get better? Well, at the end of 2012, things were much better, obviously. And I could begin to build my life again, where before I was having a lot of fun, enjoying my life. I had a good job, good wages. At the end of 2012, I had nothing, absolutely nothing. I was living off benefits at the time, which, as you know, in the UK, pay you nothing. That's not a survivable thing. So at the end of 2012, it was time to start life again for me. And that's what I did. And that's what I'm going to tell you about in the final part of this video. So keep watching. Again, if you want to watch part 1, it's down here somewhere. If you want to watch another video, that'll be up this side. And if you want to sub to the channel, that's up that side. That's a lot to click on, isn't it? Go on, pick one. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.